So next, this is Francesca Virdis from Bonaire. She presented in our Restoration Vignettes session on Tuesday and won by a landslide. So welcome, Francesca. She's going to be talking about community-based coral restoration success story in the Dutch Caribbean. Oh, this is you.
Thank you very much, Sally. I want to thank you all, in particular the people that voted for me and give me the opportunity to be here and showcase a bit of what we're doing in Bonaire, although when Tali told me, I literally freak out. So Bonaire is a small island in the Dutch Caribbean. We're very close to the Venezuela, and I'm the coordinator of Reef Renewal Bonaire, so an NGO that was founded with the help of Coral Restoration Foundation in 2012. I want to start with some numbers, boring. Just to give you an idea of the size of the project we are running over there. So at the beginning of the project, we collected genotypes and mainly we're working on 2 species of coral, Cropra palmata and cervicornis. At the moment, we have presumably 25 genotypes of cervicornis and 25 of palmata. Hopefully, at the beginning of next year, we will know the truth because we send the samples via Coral Restoration Foundation. Thank you, Amelia. They are traveling to Northeastern University and probably will be tested by next year, and we will know the truth about them. And then we are growing these corals in Coral Nursery. We have chosen the tree method, also because Coral Restoration and Kennedy Meyer helped us to set the nursery initially. So at the moment we have 108 trees. You can count on any given time about 30,000 corals growing in our nursery. Since 2013, we have outplanted back to the reef about 20,000 corals. I didn't do all by myself. It's a community-based effort. We have 6 dive shops supporting the foundation, a lot of volunteers. We train more than 700 divers since the beginning of the project. We are using 2 outplanting methods, of course using epoxy where we have a stable bottom, but we also, in Bonaire, we have a lot of rubble and sand. So for about 3 years, we're using preset bamboo structures on which we tie the corals on. So I thought the images could give a better idea of the results of our outplantings. This is a site in the south of the island. As you can see, you don't spot anymore the structures, I guess. This is called Jeff Davis Memorial. The site has also been chosen by the consortium and the demonstration group as a successful story, as a demonstration site to showcase an example of successful restoration effort. About 3,000 coral have been transplanted there. These corals that you see in front are about 3 to 4 years old, and the site extends for about 2,000 square meters. We consider a success, also if we are talking about a lot about metrics of success, but I would say also because for 2 years in a row, we have recorded here massive spawning for 3 days in a row. All the genotypes that have been transplanted there, which are 11, have been spawning massively during the spawning time. So I've been lucky to be in the water that night. So we definitely consider as an example of success of restoration. But it's not only one site. We have sites in the south, like this, for example, is Torres Reef, about 2,000 coral transplanted there. But as you can see, I think a nice example of success. We have been working on Palmata as well. We have recording spawning of our planted colonies also in Palmata. This is an example at Klein Bonaire, small island in front of the main island, but also have been recorded spawning other outplanting sites, for example, at Buddy's Reef. We're not only outplanting, we're also collecting data. We have been using 2D images at the beginning. We were just taking picture of clusters or individual colonies, and of course with CPC doing, for example, coral cover and all this data. But we are moving toward mosaics as they can give a better idea of the development of the entire site. This is an example of 250 square meter. Anyway, I'm already working on about sites a little bit more extended, for example, for 2,000 square meter. You can see, let me see if I find a pointer. Here is before transplanting. All the little blue dots are the colonies that we have outplanted there. The white here are showing the distribution of the different genome. So you can definitely better see how the thickets are contracting and expanding, and have a better idea of the entire site. Currently, I'm working on a project that has been funded by the BEST 2.0 programs from the European Union. A couple of innovative aspects of this project. First, the pop-up nursery. So we have started using nursery that we locate this nursery directly at the restoration site. So this has definitely some advantages. The logistic is way easier because you don't have to transport coral from the nursery to the restoration site. Still, the nursery is already located there. And also the corals are already adapted to the conditions where they are going to be outplanted. So we're moving toward this kind of nursery more and more. At the end of the project, when we finish to outplant all the corals, we just move them out to the water and deploy them somewhere else. I'm also working on testing 3D photogrammetry. So I'm doing 3D model now on cluster scales. I think they're a cool tool. They give a very nice idea of the development of the cluster, but also I can pull out some metric, like here I'm playing around and calculating volume, the surface. I see some limit of that, but definitely a lot of potential when I'll be able to move it toward a reef scale. At the moment, it's more a limit of time in the capacity of my computer, I have to be honest. So what's next? As Reef Renewal Bonaire, we are embracing a more comprehensive reef restoration approach. So definitely to do that, we want to extend to more coral species. Still using, for example, fragmentation. Next year, we're going to start propagating Orbicella species and Montastria. But as well, we strongly believe that the only way to increase the effort of restoration is to join forces and share knowledge. So we definitely want to start working on larval restoration with new partners, because like I said, we strongly believe that that's the only way to really make a difference and impact in the Caribbean. So, said that. Thank you very much. I invite you all to come and visit in Bonaire, not all at the same time, it's a small island. But also have a conversation at the bar tonight. Finally, I will be able to celebrate. All numbers are fine, as you can see. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Francesca.